wish happiness, long life, and deserved success, not one in whose path he would cast an obstacle, nor to whom he would not do a service if in his power. All this he can feel without being called upon to retain as a friend one who has proved unworthy beyond question by dishonorable conduct. For such there should be nothing felt but pity, infinite pity, and pity for your own loss also, for true friendship can only feed and grow upon the virtues. When love begins to sicken and decay,
stay to the left to 840 CSCR tunnel.
The former geniality may be gone forever, but each can wish the other nothing but happiness. None of my friends hailed my retirement from business more warmly than Mark Twain. I received from him the following note, at a time when the newspapers were talking much about my wealth. Dear Sir and Friend, you seem to be prosperous these days. Could you lend an admirer $1.50 to buy a hymn book with? God will bless you if you do. I feel it. I know it. So will I. If there should be other applications, this one not to count. Yours, Mark. P.S. Don't send the hymn book. Send the money. I want to make the selection myself. M. When he was lying ill in New York, I went to see him frequently, and we had great times together. For even lying in bed, he was as bright as ever. One call was to say goodbye before my sailing for Scotland. The pension fund for university professors was announced in New York soon after I sailed. A letter about it from Mark, addressed to St. Andrew, reached me in Scotland, from which I quote the following. You can take my halo. If you had told me what you had done when at my bedside, you would have got it there and then. It is pure tin and paid the duty when it came down. Those intimate with Mr. Clemens, Mark Twain, will certify that he was one of the charmers. Joe Jefferson is the only man who can be conceded his Twain brother in manner and speech, their charm being of the same kind. Uncle Remus, John Chapman Harris, is another who has charm, and so has George W. Cable. Yes, and Josh Billings also had it. Such people brighten the lives of their friends, regardless of themselves. They make sunshine wherever they go. In Rip Van Winkle's words, all pretty much like deaf colors. Every one of them is unselfish and on the hard. The public only knows one side of Mr. Clemens, the music. Little does it suspect that he was a man of strong convictions about political and social justice and a moralist for a new order. For instance, upon the capture of Octanaldo by the Dutch, his pen was trenchant forward. Julius was not the gallery celebrated 50 years the literary element was there, of course. The Mark cannot prevent to have that place in him the multi-millionaire Mr. H.H. Rogers, one had been his friend for years. Just like Mark, without exception, the leading literary men talked in their speeches exclusively upon the distance literary work. When my turn came, I referred to this and asked them to note that what our president does as a man would live as long as what he had written. Sir Walter Scott and he were linked indissolubly together. Our friend, like Scott, was ruined by the mistakes of partners who had become hopelessly bankrupt. Two courses lay before him. One, the smooth, easy, and short way, the legal path. Surrender other property, go to bankruptcy, and start afresh. This was all he owed to competitors. The other path, long, weary, and dreary, life struggle with everything sacrificed. There lay the two paths, and this was his decision. Not what I owe to my creditors, but what I owe to myself is the issue. There are times in most men's lives that test whether they be dross or pure gold. It is the decision made in a crisis which proves the man. Our friend entered the fiery furnace a man and emerged a hero. He paid his debts to the utmost farthing by lecturing around the world. An amusing premise, Mark Twain, is all very well and popular. But what if Mr. Clemens is the man and the hero, where he is both under the covering too? He had a heroine in his wife. She it was who sustained him and traveled the world round with him as his guardian angel, and enabled him to conquer as Sir Walter did. This he never failed to tell to his intimates, my life did three words leave so keen a pang as those uttered upon my first call after Mrs. Clemens passed away. I forcibly found him alone, and while my head was stuck in his, and before one word had been spoken by either, there came from him, with a stronger pressure of my hand, these words: "A ruined home, a ruined home." The silence was unbroken. I write this years after, but still I hear the words again, and my heart responds. One mercy denied to our forefathers comes to us of today. If the judge within give us a verdict of acquittal as having lived this life well, we have no other judge to fear. To thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Eternal punishment, because of a few years' shortcomings here on earth, would be the reverse of godlike. Satan himself would recoil from it. End of chapter 21. Recording by William Tomko. Chapter 24 of Autobiography of Andrew Carnegie by Andrew Carnegie. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by William Tomko. Autobiography of Andrew Carnegie by Andrew Carnegie. Chapter 24, Gladstone and Morley. Mr. Gladstone paid my American four-in hand in Britain quite a compliment when Mrs. Carnegie and I were his guests at Hawarden in April 1892. He suggested one day that I should spend the morning with him in his new library while he arranged his books, which no one except himself was ever allowed to touch, and we could converse. In prowling about the shelves, I found a unique volume and called out to my host, then on top of a library ladder far from me, handling heavy volumes. "Mr. Gladstone, I find here a book, Dunfermline Worthies, by a friend of my father's." I knew some of the Worthies from a child. "Yes," he replied, "and if you will pass your hand 3 or 4 books to the left, I think you will find another book by a Dunfermline man." I did so, and saw my book, An American Four-in-Hand in Britain. Ere I had done so, however, I heard that organ voice orating in full swing from the top of the ladder. "What Mecca is to the Mohammedan, Benares to the Hindu, Jerusalem to the Christian, all that Dunfermline is to me." My ears heard the voice some moments before my brain realized that these were my own words, called forth by the first glimpse caught at Dunfermline as we approached it from the south. "How on earth did you come to get this book?" I asked. "I had not the honor of knowing you when it was written, and could not have sent you a copy." "No," he replied, "I had not then the pleasure of your acquaintance, but someone, I think Rosebery, told me of the book, and I sent for it, and read it with delight." That tribute to Dunfermline struck me as so extraordinary it lingered with me. I could never forget it. This incident occurred 8 years after The American Four-in-Hand was written, and adds another to the many proofs of Mr. Gladstone's wonderful memory. Perhaps as a vain author, I may be pardoned for confessing my grateful appreciation of his no less wonderful judgment. The politician who figures publicly as reader of the lesson on Sundays is apt to be regarded suspiciously. I confess that until I had known Mr. Gladstone well, I had found the thought arising now and then that the wary old